Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to Dr. Pluding's computer sort of laboratorium. Today it's not exactly about computers, it's more about electronics and electrical wiring and such, but it is to support my pieces of the lab's computer infrastructure in any case. So, as if you've been following along the Dr. Pluding's computer laboratorium, you know that I have my NAS, my rebuilt NAS that has been going on here for quite a while now, and it has this external disk hard drive shelf or box or what you call it attached to it. And I have a little bit of a problem, you could say. It's a bit inconvenient at the moment because the way I turn both this on and this on is by plugging these in, and both of them have two each, so it's a bit of a hassle, and you have to go in here and plug it in, and I don't even have any free sockets for that one. So it's time to do something about this and to be able to turn this on remotely. Really is what it's about. And also this machine, my Excel machine, I'm going to put an external power switch to it. It doesn't need to be here in standby and whatever it does. So that's 1, 2, 3 things. Then if you look over there, there's a printer, an old HP LaserJet trusty thing. It's sort of half working. It works and it's network attached and everything, so it's great. You just have to feed it one paper at a time, which is a bit annoying. I have bought rollers for it to be able to service it, but I changed a few rollers out and it didn't help, so never mind that. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. We're here for doing this power relay switching thing for this gear. And for once, I've actually prepared a little bit before actually starting recording and everything. So I have, let me just plug power into the camera there and make sure that the power supply is actually on, which it isn't. Now it is. Just a moment. It's not, even though I have prepared, it's still going to be a little bit as it is here in the Dr. Pluding's laboratorium. It's always... Oh, right. There we go. Come on, mate, you can be there. Right, so this is what I'm building here. We have... I hope that this camera is sort of capturing what's going on, and this one I have a bit mobility with. Let's try and see if we can get that. Like so, we can use this one to just go through the schematic. I've actually drawn out the schematic. Wouldn't you know it? Oh, we're going to have a relay board that has relays, and then we'll be able to break and put on power to these devices that I had there. And we're going to have an ESP, this is one of those 8266s, doing this thing. That will run ESP home and connect to home assistant, and through there I'll do all the stuff, turning them on and so on. But this is the schematic. We have the mains coming in. We have 12 volt DC power supply, since this relay board, the relays on it wants 12 volt DC for their coils. There it is. Can even put that there, and we can put the little this thing there. This one's pretty nice because through this barrel jack you can put basically anywhere from, I think, 5 volts up to like 30 or something, and it will be quite happy about it. This will be good. We have 12 volts coming in, supplying this and supplying the relay, the coils in the relays, and then controlling the relays via these. I think that these are what you call opto couplers, right? I think that's what this is. So it should be sort of insulated and not ruin the electronics in here too much, hopefully, in the long run. And the power supply is here. I've slaughtered a power brick I found. Took a Dremel tool to it. And you never know what the quality is. I don't know where I got this. Made in China, of course. What does it say? See something Source Electronic Science and Technology Company Limited. 12 volts, 1 amp. You never know if these are actually of decent quality or if they are rubbish and they will burn your house down. I don't know. But anyway, here it is. It seems to have a pretty good isolation here, at least between the primary and secondary. Or high voltage and low voltage, or deadly and not so deadly. That's probably good. But the only way to really know is to dissect this thing. But I don't know if is this a safety capacitor? I don't know. It doesn't have any markings. It's blue. I think that they are supposed to be some other color if they are proper safety capacitors, right? I don't know. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, you shouldn't say, but whatever. There we'll have incoming power to this one, and we'll have 12 volts coming out here. Obviously we'll cut this and take 12 volts off to feed the relay board, and the barrel jack will go in there eventually. There, it fits, great. And we'll have live current, live leads, live whatever, going into the relays. And let's see here, they are right normally closed that way, so we'll have it, normally closed that way. And so if you enable the relay, they should go pop, like that. So we'll have live in and live out, and not really use this for anything. So there we go. The schematic is a little bit simplified. We have, I only drew out one relay, and it should, it's not even properly drawn out here. It should have a coil. It has a coil in it. There. Ground, and from one of these with optocouplers and things in between. Anyway, I think you get the point. And for this, I've scrounged around a bit and managed to find a few things that I'm going to repurpose for this. That's repurposing things is something that we really do a lot of here in Dr. Plurin's computer laboratorium. This I bought for this thing, an enclosure. It maybe is a little bit larger than it has to be, but I hate ending up like being cramped and not having enough space. So I figure better go a little bit larger than you have to, and you won't have that problem. So there you go, from the blue warehouse of Biltema, very good quality, of course. And what do we have more? I can throw this away now. The enclosure for the power supply, don't need it. There you go. And here, something. I don't know if this video will come out before or after the Caravan electronics pontification video. But anyway, with the Caravan that I recently bought, or is in the process of buying, however it is, this cable came with it. This one, do you see the problem here? Hopefully you do. If you're somewhat inclined or somewhat electrically inclined, you directly see the problem here. If you don't, I'm going to explain it to you. This cable has 2 male ends on it. So you could either plug this end into a regular power outlet, or you could plug this into one of these, or CE something, whatever they're called. 16 amp outlet. But the thing, if you do that, if you plug this in or this in, the other end of it will become live, and it will be fucking deadly to touch these things. I mean, who made this cable? Insane person. I don't have the history, of course. I have absolutely no idea how this came to be, but I figure I can repurpose it, since this is 1.5 square millimeters, the leads in here, and the ones that will be going out this way is 0.75, which should be plenty, but it feels good, nice to have a slightly thicker gauge of wire feeding into the thing, right? So, open this up. I have already opened it up, so I know what it hides in the form of secrets here. But it was a bit of a surprise. Well, here you can see that they have eaten into the insulation there, but nothing is actually broken. But I think I'll cut it here because this. See if you can see this. Look here. Live. There we go. Live is screwed down. Is it actually firmly attached? Not quite, mate. Right, neutral. Is that firmly attached? That is actually decently attached. I can still jank it up, but yeah, okay, that's good enough. But look at the ground wire. It doesn't even have a screw. Fuck's sake. And the ground wire is always supposed to be the longest one. So if this gets pulled on, are you doing I'm apparently doing a basic electrical safety course here too, in the Dr. Pluring's computer laboratory. The earth or ground wire should always be the longest one. It should be longer than this. So if it gets pulled on like so these come out, which this one did really easily. Fucking insane this. The ground wire should be the one to come out last, and preferably not come out at all. But let's take it apart, because this I don't quite trust any of this. Considering state of things, and also considering that the outer insulation is broken on it here. But it's a nice cable anyway. And it has... have they put solder on they put solder on it. That's not necessarily the same person who put the solder on here that actually did the installation into this. So I leave this on here. There's no reason to take that off. I'll only forget to put it back on there, and it's a decent length. I'm going to keep all of the length, I think. And I'm not really too bothered about taking this. Should we take this apart? I mean, considering how the other one looked, could be all sorts of exciting surprises in here too, right? Yeah, we take it apart. I don't do these very often, so I'm not exactly sure how you do that. But I don't think it should be too difficult. We have something here. You should press to open, it says. Okay, so we press there to open. And then it should twist, I believe. No, it doesn't. There, press. Yes, but this is one of those occurrences where you need like one or two more hands than you actually have. There you go. Twist it off. And now I should pull out, I suppose. This thing is in the way. Well, all the threads should be off it, but it has something catching it right there, doesn't it? There you go. But okay, try and feed the cable through. I'm trying to do it in shot too, but come on, mate. Would you back off here? No, apparently not really. Yeah, I'm not an electrician. I never claimed to be. So to know some basic electrical safety things, like you don't do a cable like this with two male ends, unless you want to. I don't even know what. If you find yourself in a circumstance where you need a cable like this, then you should take a step back and reconsider what it is that you have done and find another solution. Because this is as non-compliant as it gets, a cable like this. But why? I'm obviously missing something here of how to dismantle this. I need to get... this. I don't believe that's how you're supposed to do it, but that's how it went. And then, does this come out, or how does this work? I mean, these are pretty good. I like these solid down things, good connections and everything really solidly. There you go. Now I can feed the cable up here, so we can see how it is. Someone has done this. There you go. Right, it doesn't look... are they attached firmly? Yes, the neutral wire is attached. Live is also pretty damn well attached. Earth is decently attached. However, here, there, the earth wire is like significantly shorter than the other ones. So, well, I suppose that's enough critiquing of the anonymous home electrician that tried and do this. Never mind, I'm not going to do anything with this. Try and get this back on somehow, however that's supposed to go. Don't think this is quite how you're supposed to do it. Brute force, there you go. Maybe that is how you're supposed to do it. There, side cutter please. Thank you, nurse. We just cut it here. I can reuse this if I want to, but there you go. Very good. Now we have a pretty long cable. I maybe not actually need this to be this long, but then again, we keep it this length. I have more flexibility and things available to me. So I think I'll cut it right about where the insulation is broken. There you go. And remove a bit of insulation from it. How much do we need? Say we need about, that's too much, but I prefer to have a bit more and then cut them to proper length when it is where it's supposed to be. So about there is where we'll do that. Where did I put that knife? A very dull knife, which is often the most dangerous ones. So you need to put so much force into it. I'm using a dull knife rather than a sharp one. But that should do it, I think. See, break it off. Almost. Come on there. You don't want to go too... Yes, I am scarily close to my finger with the knife. But the thing is, it's so goddamn dull. It's pretty much hopeless. Is what it is. We will have to do an incision this way. Again, without hurting any of the leads inside. Leads, cables. I'm not sure about the English terms for this. I'm pretty sure that I'm using the wrong ones. And it's not that easy to keep up because the Brits use one set of terms and the Americans use another one, and the Americans use quite a few different ones, I think. So forgive me for not being neither consequential, as in using the same terms every time, and also probably being wrong pretty often. A cable might not even be this. A cable might be something, that is, for example, holding a thick structural component of a building or something, a bridge or something. Isn't that a cable? A wire, a lead, whatever. Does it matter? Nope, it doesn't matter. I'm mostly filling the dead air here whilst struggling to get the insulation off. Mostly. Come on, mate. You can just scrape off this. There you go. Very nice. There you go. Now then, would you come off? What the hell is wrong with you? You still have, there you go. There it is. Lovely. This cable is pretty old, but it should be fine. Did I damage any of them? Nope, I did not. Very good. Good work there, doctor. Yeah, I'm now chalky. My fingers are chalky. I had to clean them before commencing various soldering operations and such. But for now, we're only doing this, which isn't that much of a thing. So we do put it in like so. There are many ways of doing this. This is apparently how I'm doing it at this particular time. There, and tighten it down. That stays where it's supposed to be. And at this point you want to make sure that you actually have this bit on the cable. In this case the cable there is nothing on the other end of it, so I could have fed it over there, but I mean, if the number of times that I found myself being finished with wiring one of these up and then realizing that the cover is actually lying there or somewhere close by. I mean, that has happened a few times. I cannot deny, but it's been a few years, I think, since I made that mistake at least. So tighten this down properly to get this nice and tight. So that if someone comes along and pulls on here, this really is not the correct screwdriver for the job though. See if that one is not much better. This one maybe. This one I think is good. This is not an electrician's screwdriver, no, but none of this is live. So yeah, that's much better. Yes, that could actually do it. There you have it, like so. Did you get that completely? That's not. It will do. Yeah, it will do. Think. I mean, laws and regulation for these things are different all over the world. Here, unless you're a certified electrician or you work for a certified electrician, that's usually how it goes. It's quite rare that the guy that comes to your house and does work actually has all the certifications and such. Is usually his or hers employer that has all of that, and then they delegate that. So about there you want it nice and don't want more pulley on it than you actually need. Then I always want to move it out just a little bit before cutting it. Come on. There you go. And then we take the stripping tool. There we go. And whilst it's coming off there, I got maybe a few of the core wires with me there, but it will be enough. So what I do, I use the insulation to twist it, but then now I'm twisting it with my dirty fingers anyway. That's no good, man. I'm supposed to do it this way, that way. Cleanliness is key here. You don't want any grease or anything in this. And you also want to make sure that all of the cores of the wire is nice and tightly in the thing. There you go. That's how it's supposed to be done. You tighten that down properly this time. Click, click. Did you hear the click from the torque wrench? Click. Yep, there it is. Very good. And we do the neutral one. And about that length is what I want, about that length. And also strip it down a bit. See if we can keep a few more of the cores in this one. That's much better. Much better. There you go. This is a bit too much to nicely and snugly go in there, so I'll cut off just a bit of it. Basic electrical wiring of plugs here with Dr. Pluring. Anyway, I was speaking of the regulations and things. Yes, so stuff like this, which is not going to be a part of what is defined as an installation of any kind. This is not an installation. This will only be hooked up to stuff. I'm allowed to do as long as I have the skill to do it, and that's upon me, on my own judgment, to make that decision if I have or not. But when it comes to stuff that is installed in like walls and whatever, that's not something I'm allowed to do. I'm allowed to change out a socket, an outlet, for example, if that's been broken or anything. That I'm allowed to do if I believe that I have the knowledge to do it properly and safely. But yeah, that's as far as it goes, really. Then again, I've had electricians here that's done so incredibly hastily done and poor work. I mean, I changed my I think the Brits call it consumer unit. The main electrical board for the house. I changed that a few years ago. I didn't do it, an electrician did it. It was so incredibly fucking poorly done that it was just a joke. I was incredibly unsatisfied with it, because the whole thing was wonkily attached to the wall. It was wonky, and I mean, it was probably up to code, everything he had done technically, but it was an awful mess of a job. Here I found a screw that I hope will fit in there, that has the correct thread and everything. This, you really want a magnetic screwdriver. This is not magnetic, and my little magnet for magnetizing screwdrivers temporarily is not here. So I have to do this the hard way, I suppose. Shouldn't be that difficult in this case. No, just take it a bit easy here. There you go. So we have done a bit of critiquing on the previous person that was in here, who is unknown. I have absolutely no idea who did this. Just came with the caravan. And why would you? No, I can't even think of why you'd need a cable like this. Why you would fabricate a cable like this is just insane. It's just wrong. There you go. That's more or less, I think, how it's supposed to be. If you look closely here, you can see that there is nothing on the outside there. It's nice and firm. The ground lead is much longer than the live and neutral, and there is nothing coming out there neither. It is firmly attached, and also the live wire, nothing coming out on the sides, and that is also firmly attached. That is something I think I'm pretty happy with. You can put this on. There we go. And screw this down. There we go. We have power. Plug it in over here. Not yet. I don't think anything would happen if I were to do that right now, except that no, nothing will happen, I think. Except that this, if I do that, I would get quite a tingle in my finger, quite a tingle. My fingers that finger would go numb for a while. Yeah, 230 volts. That's, you need to have respect and be careful and sort of at least know a little bit about what you're doing. Let's try and untangle this mess before we continue. So this is, I mean, it takes a while to do a thing like this. You could buy this pre-made. Plenty of companies that build this in China and sell them. But I sometimes like to do my own with few Chinese components. I mean, these components are made in China as cheaply as possible, but this cabling is of higher quality than you get, and also if you would buy something like this, you would not get like a 5-7 meters or whatever this is on it, and probably also not 1.5 square millimeters of the power carrying thing in them. There you go. Now it is sort of untangled. There. Very nice. So, see here now, where did the end go of it? There it is. Right, so this has to go into the enclosure, and I think maybe should we start there? The enclosure has these things that you push these out and put one of these in. This is what is it? IP67. I could have this outdoors. I'm not going to have it outdoors, so that should be fine. If we can get rid of. No, I don't think that's how you're supposed to do it, really. But there's a little slot there. Maybe you're supposed to do something like this, and then have a hammer. Do I have a hammer? I'm sure I did have a hammer here somewhere in the toolbox, or it is not there. Over there is where it is. I should probably also stand up whilst doing this to get a bit better. But oh, you're not budging. What's wrong? Come on. I'm obviously not doing this right. How is it that you're supposed to get this out? It shouldn't be that difficult, right? Because this is how it's supposed to be done. Come on! There, it went through there, but it didn't actually break the thing. No, but this can't be right, mate. It's supposed to break. Where? Oh, come on. I'm not doing this right, I don't think. No, you're not doing this right. Whatever it is that you're... Can we do it with the dull knife? Not really, no. This is supposed to come out easily, because that's part of how you use this. You remove the ones that you need and leave the other ones intact. Take the hammer to it directly. I don't think so, mate. What else do we have? There you go. That's probably not right. I'm pretty certain it isn't the correct procedure for doing such a thing. But I got it out and reasonably clean too. So do a little bit of cleanup. There you go. Now I put in one of these. A bit unnecessary maybe since we're doing this indoors, but there you go. Are you supposed to put them that way or that way? Does it matter? Not sure. Yes, this did I make the hole too small, or it must be this difficult? No, but I'm usually better with this when I'm not filming it. I usually don't film when I do work like this, and then they just pop in. I also believe that the things are a bit easier. Are these available in different sizes, or no, not really? They're probably available to buy in different sizes, but this is what came with the thing. Come on. Otherwise I'll say screw it with this one and go without. I don't think that this is going to work, you know. It's a bit... it doesn't really want to fit there. And there might actually be a much easier way of doing this if you're doing it correctly. For example, taking out the outer thing here. Then it might fit better. Yeah, but we'll see. No, there's no way that that's going to fit there, right? It's not going to happen in a nice, clean fashion. No, you see, that's no good. That really is no good. Maybe we're not that far off. Let's see here what we can do. Well, if you look at it from the outside, it might look as we're not too far off, but look at it from the inside. Yes, then we are way off with the thing. It's going to take 10 minutes to get the grommet in here. I'm not going to get anywhere on this. It's going to be around 2.5 hours. That's usually what it ends up being, these here videos. Alright, I think we need to take out the outer ring too. And how do you do that then? Do you want to hit this screwdriver with a hammer? Not really. There maybe. Is this how you're supposed to do it? I'm not going to say that this is how you're supposed to do it, but this seems to be working. In either case. It makes a lot of noise. Yeah, it's a good thing I have compression on my audio, so this is no louder than, or at least not significantly louder than my speaking or all other noise that comes out of this here. I do not appreciate content creators that do not understand this concept of dynamic range and have like an enormous dynamic range so that you have to turn the volume up immensely to hear what they say, and then they do something like that, like taking a hammer to something, and they have the full fucking dynamic range of that in comparison to their speaking voice. It's quite loud. And also if you're filming outdoors and the wind is blowing on your microphone, it picks up quite a lot of low frequency stuff. Yes, please put a high pass filter over that so that we who have proper subwoofers, for example, get to keep our house intact and not have it shaken apart due to you not enabling one of the most basic features that is definitely absolutely available in your video editing thing. I had it in the correct place and then it popped out. Yes, maybe you should, no, I think that you're supposed to have it this way around. Right, pretty sure. Does it? Yeah, now it fits, but it isn't very secure. It doesn't matter really, though, a whole lot. There. So we'll make a little hole in it. For fuck's sake. Yeah, I'm having quite a bad day, by the way. Like, I'm really fucking annoyed for various reasons. It might come through. Usually does. I'm not good at hiding those sorts of things. But there you go. I'm trying to make something productive out of the day, even though it is lost and ruined. I mean, if I get this thing working out of this state, then that's pretty good. For the premises, that's for the premise that the day is set up for me. There you go. Let's for now just say that it's related to the caravan and the goddamn MOT, the equivalent of MOT or inspection. I really fucking hate those people. Also, you're swearing a lot today, you know. Yes, I know, I am swearing a lot today. I'm from a culture where swearing is not too bad. You can swear all you want, basically. It's not going to... But we also have different curse words that aren't like quite so harsh. So that's maybe why we can use them a bit more freely. There we have it, live coming in. Right, wait a minute, I forgot something here. Here. It doesn't really, it isn't extremely important, but when I do something like this, I like to know which of these here are the live wire, is the live wire. So what we do here, in this case, I open it up again, There you go, live is there. So you can put it in that way in the socket and therefore actually be switching the live wire through here. Now the way the code is and everything, and the way what I'll be putting out here, it is sort of fine to do switch the neutral one, but it is safer and it feels better, put it simply, to have it like this, to know which one is the live one. And also, of course, when you go to plug this in, it's sort of you sort of need to know that the electrician who put in the wall socket actually did that the right way around, and that's not a guarantee, but you can measure it and be certain. There you go. Now we have a marking. You can even type here FAS. There you go, live phase FAS. There's a, yeah, that will do. I think that this will fall off eventually, but it will do for now. So I have to do a bit more of getting rid of insulation here, and that was so very easy the last time. So hopefully we can get it. See if we take out more of the knife, maybe it's sharper in here. It could be. And this cable doesn't have like an extra layer of insulation or anything, so if you cut too deep here, then you have cut into your actual leads. And did I? I did. I think I made it. See, even though I have prepared everything, this takes forever. I've been going on for about 40 minutes, I think. And I got this far. Sure. Great. Really good. Another thing that would be really nice to have here, really nice to have, but it would have been a nice addition if it could have been done simply, easily. Can't really. But that, come on, let loose here, rubber. Thank you. And I didn't ruin anything. I have scraped just a little tiny bit of the insulation of the neutral wire. The hell, the white powder that is in here, that's supposed to facilitate things like this and make it easier, but I suppose this is so goddamn old that it has all fucking hell. I can see the copper in the neutral one. There you go. See if we can get focus. Come on, mate. Yeah, can you see the copper? I can see the copper anyway. So that's no good. That's no good. Cut that off and do it again. Yeah, some people would not have done this. They would have just said screw it, we'll leave it like that. But no, I want to do this somewhat properly anyway. As properly as can be done. Take it a bit more careful this time maybe. Yeah, we can try. Easy does it. But don't tell me that you did it again, because if I did it again, then I'm going to have to use a different approach. Just scrape off a little bit at a time here. With a fresher cable that isn't like 20 years old or whatever this is usually a pretty good technique, because the rubber is a lot softer and more malleable and more agreeing to doing things like that. And then usually when you scrape it here, it just twists apart. Now I've eaten a little bit into the live wire this time. That's worse than the neutral one. But we'll see just how bad it is. It might not actually be that bad. Come on. This is frustrating that this stuff like this is eating up all the time. And it takes so long to do like basic stuff. Really basic stuff in this case. There you go, that's what I'm talking about. Like so. Is it all? Yes, it's all free and disconnected all the way around. Should be able to pull this off. Now. No. Come on. Really. Maybe it wasn't the greatest idea to use this wired cable for this. Fucking, I'm going to have to make an incision here, I suppose. Also, preferably without damaging the internals of it. If you have a proper installation cable that has another layer there, which makes this a whole lot easier. But this is not that type of. The electricians, they have so nice stuff to play with. It's very expensive though. It makes their job much quicker. Like something like this, if a proper electrician did this with proper stuff, not old cracked exhausted rubber and everything, he'd have this. He or she would have this done. How many female electricians have you met? Absolutely none, actually. There was a female, but she was not an electrician, but that installed my fiber in my house. That came here and welded the fiber. She was female. Pretty female at that. And she didn't do such a good work because the weld was no good. I lost the fiber connection after only like a day or two, so they had to come and redo it. I'm just stating facts here. There we go, finally. And now there is the live. Yeah, I can see one strand of copper. Okay. Third time's the charm, then. Fucking hell. I mean, at this rate, we won't have a whole lot of cable left here. Well, I have about 7 meters, I think. I can be at this all night. I want to, but I don't want to. Okay, first we make an incision, not too deep this time. Only a little bit, just to get somewhere to start digging away at it. Well, yeah, and a sharp knife is definitely recommended for this. This is not that. Nope, this is something completely different. But I'm working with the tools that I have. Can't really work with tools that I don't have. Unless I have a sharper knife in here, but I don't. I have this. Is this any better? Highly doubtful. Highly doubtful, but we can try. Just maybe this was a little bit better at eating away at it, just a little bit at a time. Yes, and there are many different ways of doing this, most of them probably better than the one I'm currently employing. But also, remember, this is a very old cable. Here, the insulation is not what it was when it was new. Many of the toxic plasticizers and whatever they put in this stuff has evaporated away, so it's not behaving I see something through it. Careful now, because this, if this doesn't go this time, then we end it here. Now I do this by myself. I'm sort of doing it by myself as it is. It depends on if anyone will be watching this or not. Some people may actually click the video, but I don't think a whole lot of people will follow through, watching like 2.5 hours of some man trying to build a relay board out of an ESP82 ESP. No, this is not called that. This is something. The ESP32 is something. This is VMOS. Yeah, they are ESP8266. Right then, I'm correct. Very good. And there's both the ESP8266 and the ESP32. They have been around for quite a few years by now, like many years. Isn't there like time for something new? Better. I mean, these do the job, of course. They do. I've just bought this. This one is bought new, just right just now, and it will do just fine if we can get it to get all the things that around here that it needs. So far, I'm not even have power to it. There, thank you. Yes, I have not eaten through any of the insulation of the actual. Careful. I mean, this takes 30 seconds at tops with a new, fresh cable. This one is difficult to work with. I don't know if that shows here on the camera. It might look as though I'm not competent at doing this, and I admit I'm not a professional, but I'm not completely rubbish neither. That is usually. There you go. Now it should be loose. Yeah. See if we can pull it off. Not really. To make an incision. This one too. This one we have a really clean cut there. I'm not cut through anything that I shouldn't have. So we just open it up a bit here. A little slit in it, and we can use that to break out all the cables, I would hope, from it. All the wires, all the whatever the fuck it's called here. At this rate, I don't know if I'll have the stamina to finish this today. What time is it? I have no idea. 900 hours. Yeah, I prefer to not be at this all day, or what's left of this day anyway. There you go. And there you go. It would be nice to have something to wipe this down with, but I don't really. So, there we have something, and that pulled out immediately. Great. This should be secured in here somehow. If there is something to take like a what do you call it? One of these around, something to secure it there. So if someone goes tugging on this, it won't go anywhere. But there isn't really anything here. And I can postpone that activity for later, for securing the stuff down when I actually know where it's supposed to go. So there it is. I'm thinking reusing the idea that I had when I did the NAS of doing a solid copper bus bar for this stuff. Since I need to come out of this with quite a few things. Right? Yes. That's what I intend to do anyway. Should we start with the ground, since that is going to be exposed and not very dangerous. Hopefully. No, hopefully it's supposed to provide safety. go. It really has a tendency to let loose of a few of... See, I got one or two out there, but that should be alright. Okay, bus bar, ground bus bar. See, the soldering vise is here, ready to come into action. There we go, and this has a tendency to want to go away from me. So I'll put that in the lap, maybe. There you go. This was a bit more. I stripped a bit more than I actually needed here, but yeah, that's how it goes. There you go. Soldering iron, first solder of this here session. It's going to take a bit of heat, this, to get all this heated up to the point where the solder is going to melt on it. Come on. Yes, it is melting there, which is nice. There you go. Usually if you put a little bit of solder close to your tip, that will help with the heat transfer to the rest of the thing, because you get a better connection. You get the better... Yeah, you get the better something, rather. There you go. Ground. They don't need all of that. Is that hot? No, a little bit. Doesn't need to be that long, really. I'm gonna do it something like that. Ugh! It was hot on the end that was closer to where I made the solder thing, where I soldered, of course. Duh, stupid person, of course, it's going to be. We continue. I think that we continue along the same line here of doing this and then hooking all the things that we need after. This is a bit unorthodox, I think, to do it this way when you're dealing with this stuff. I think that usually you do like one of these twisty things that you have. But since I'm having there's quite a lot of wires that are supposed to come off here eventually, and also I don't plan to hopefully not going to have any reason to change this once it is done. Well, that's unlikely to be true for very long, but hopefully if that is the case, then this is a good way to do it. I think it certainly is very secure. This is not going to go anywhere, and it's going to be a real solid connection. You're not going to lose any current worth mentioning, or voltage really. You're not going to have a voltage drop of any significance on this, on a connection such as this one. Then I obviously need to insulate these, even though opening this box up should only be done when the power to it is unplugged, because there will be some exposed more or less exposed high voltage in here. There you go. Damn it, that was hot. There, yeah, that looks pretty nice, solid to me. There's a bit of extra solder that we don't need. So we can, yeah, that was okay. Yeah, that will do. And do the same with the neutral, so we are in the same place with all of them. For some reason. Yes, for some reason that's how we do it. Wait a minute, I have this. Hello, thank you very much. I need a bit of this. Here we go. I've been an hour at this for now. And I've not gotten very far on it. Now you sound like you're completely depressed and talking in a monotone voice. Yes, you know, sometimes it's that way and sometimes it's in another way, but today is like this. we're not doing anything really exciting. We're only doing a relay box that will be used to turn on and off some of my computers, really. So, do we need like all the pomp and circum? Do we need a whole lot of pomp and circumstance for this type of job? I'd say not. Come on. You see, I put a little bit there, and that then should help transfer heat, so I can get it here. Yes, indeed, it did. Yeah, if we just leave this for a little while, I should be able to. Yes, now we can melt solder onto the actual wire, and it will be solidly connected to the busbar. A solid copper wire bit, a piece of solid copper. There you go, from an installation cable that I simply stripped. There you go. I'm done. No, you're not. So should we do the power supply next, maybe? I should have tested this power supply before I destroyed it and opened it up and everything, maybe. Quite possibly. Wait, I did test it. But I did not. Fuck me. I did not check to see here which of these is positive and which one is negative, because they are marked. The cable is marked like so, but even though it is, this marking could indicate that this is the positive wire. But no, I'm not trusting it. Put it simply. Wait, could I measure that somehow without powering the thing? I cannot work it out from the circuit board here, which is positive and which is negative. Unfortunately, I'm not qualified. And it's not clearly marked, so I will have to measure that, and before I can do that I need to get AC power onto here, and so on. So let's see if we have something that could be used for that. This really needs only thin things. Thin things. Yes, thin things. Let me go and get a little what you call it, a little thing, a little bag of little wires that I have here that has now fallen out of the bag. Apparently, yes. And yeah, these are DC, so there's a different color scheme, but I think that would be all right in here. I'm not selling this really. This is for my own personal use. So screw you if you have opinions about what colors I should use for various things. These I figure are pretty good gauge and everything. They are way heavier than what this thing needs. It said on the thing that it draws at maximum half an amp, but that must be like when these capacitors are empty, because if it puts out 1 amp at 12 volts, that's 12 watts. 12 watts at 230 AC volts, 12 watts at 230 volts is nowhere near half an amp, I don't think, without going so far as to bring the calculator out and actually calculating what that would be. Never mind. But here we have, so we say we have a brown for live, blue for neutral, and earth. Earth is not going to be connected to this one. Should we go black is sometimes used as live as well. But neutral is always blue though. Yeah, and I do have this that I took off. We can use these, I suppose. But they're a bit nasty. That's the problem with them. But yeah, I think we'll use these instead. Keep with in the spirit of things. So here, what I'm thinking now is this is a little bit sketchy. Actually, is soldering this here to here and soldering them to there, and then go and plugging that thing into the wall, and see if the breaker pops or what happens. It shouldn't. We should simply get 12 volts DC out of here, and I can measure which of the leads are actually positive and negative. You know, I've already gathered way too many things on the working surface. This one is barely even blue at this stage. No, but it used to be, so it will do. There, try and get that onto the Sebassport here. Sebassport. There you go. I really should wash my hands. They're full of this talcum powder or whatever it is that they put in here. You never know what this could be. Poisonous as hell. This might be pulverized asbestos. You never know. So there you go. A bit of solder on it, please. How are we doing for like space and stuff? I mean, this is taking longer than I had anticipated. Maybe a little bit. Yes, we have to get up to speed here now. That's not going to happen. No, I know. Yeah, preferably I would want you there and melt. Get the solder preferably to melt here, if we could. Come on, it's not really doing it. It's not really penetrating through the thing. That's because I'm not heating the solid wire. I'm heating the thing that I'm attaching. There you go. Now it should be. Now it should be firmly. Sort of firmly in place, and just put a little bit on here to smoothen this out a bit. There you go. Hopefully, strip a little bit of this end, and here. Oops, that's eating through a bit too much. You know, this one is adjustable just for circumstances like this, so you can only get. Yeah, but it's adjusted way too. See if we can adjust it to something like that. Maybe we should do it for this one. Yeah, that did it. Not a single one in here. No, very good. Heat shrink. Right. Let me go and fetch my assortment of heat shrink things. Heat shrinks. That one, and this one, maybe. So here we have various different things. For the whole high voltage stuff, I think that we should go with reasonably proper stuff. If I have, yeah, well, I have this, which is really nice with glue and everything in it. You can use it underwater if you like. Expensive. And then we have really cheap Chinese crap, AliExpress crap, that is. And then we have probably also cheap Chinese crap, but done through the Lidl supply chain, so it might be a little bit better. It might just do for this. Right, take a blue one. If we have one of a reasonable size, these are way too small, and these are way too big. So this one looks pretty good to me. So that's what we'll do, and split this in two. Go. Take that over there, like so. Yes, and now here comes a little bit of a tricky part, because this is not intended to be hooked up like so. No. So it's a little bit important here that we don't touch any other components with this, and only get it like nice and such. Yes, but how are you going to get the heat shrink over if you do it this way? I'm not quite sure if we can do it maybe. Yeah, something like that. If I could get the heat shrink all the way over that, that would be fine. But I'm not sure I can. I can try without putting so much heat into it that I'll ruin some of the components that are adjacent here to it. And now he's touching it again with his dirty talky fingers. Yeah. No. The easiest way to get it through is going down and up through here. And try and work it around the capacitor right there. Somehow with a little screwdriver we should be able to persuade it to get where we want it to be. This one. I want you to go past here, if you could. I want it sort of securely in place even before I solder it. That will ensure a solid and safe and good connection that will stay in place. This is not really it though. No, this is quite terrible. Oh, come on, mate. No, this is not alright. This is going to be like dangerous almost. Yes, but there. Now I have all the cores down, attached, touching that thing, and then if I could put solder on that, they will stay there, I think. This is turned the wrong way around. We can. Come on, mate. Come on, little alligator clamp. Can you turn for me? Yes, thank you. And then we attach you there again. There's a little transformer there. This one has 2 transformers in it for some reason. And now all the cores you want there. This wire is way too heavy for this. Should we maybe skip this one and do a thinner one? Yeah, this is just too difficult to get good and safe in there. So we try. No, in fact, screw the color scheme. Gray, that do for neutral? It will. So I was thinking if I have a thin one, like so, then I can sort of wrap it around here. And thereby know where it's going to go and everything, right? That's my thinking anyway. Maybe try and do it from behind if that would be possible. Yes. There, and then okay, we can do it this way. Do it here, pull that up. Can you see what I'm doing? I have no idea. There, twist it around itself like so, and there, and then put a bit of solder on that, and then put a bit of heat shrink over the whole thing, and then we'll have a good, safe thing. Safe, secure, maybe. is the better term for it. Usually don't solder stuff that is 230 volts AC. It's really rare. Wonder if I've even ever done that before. Yeah, no, sometime maybe. Just can't think of any specific moment. Yes, you should have a fan that blows these lead fumes away, especially when you're using this nice 60-40 mix of lead and tin solder. There you go. It's not too bad, right? I don't think. No, it looks completely decent. And then we just put a heat shrink over that, and it will be great. You can even insulate the whole thing down. What does it matter? Because on the other side of the board, it's live, or it's neutral in this case, but it can be dangerous anyway. Where did you put that one? It's right here. Yeah, maybe that's too thick now. No, I think it will be just fine. There, you see, like so. There, won't that be something? There, and then, my lighter. I should have quit smoking. Yes, I should. A long time ago. Nowadays I'm making my own snus instead. Growing my own tobacco and making my own snus. Much better than smoking crap, that whatever it is they put in those cigarettes. There we go. We have neutral. Let's do the same for live. So if we used grey for neutral, well, I said that black can actually be live in some circumstances where you have like more than one face. Then I think that black is a legal color to be using for live. Does it matter in here? Not really, but we can at least try. If for some reason I need to open this up at some point, it might help to have been at least somewhat consistent. You don't have to go scratching your head, but having a black cable here, where we have mixed AC and DC, that can lead to confusion, because you could think that this is a negative from the 12 volt side, i.e. the low voltage side, which is not dangerous, but it isn't. It is on the high voltage side, which is extremely dangerous. Put a little bit of solder down on the thing. That should do it like so. Yep, there you go. Not bad. Well, not too bad. It's really solidly attached anyway. See where did I put that piece of the other half of the heat shrink thing that I took out? I don't know. Should be around here somewhere, unless it fell on the floor or here is where it went for some reason. Okay, it's all good. There you go. There you go. Huh? That looks almost professional, I'd say. But then we have this bit, which might not look very professional. This is a bit custom, say the least. I maybe would like to take the neutral for the DC power supply off here, and then go here with all the other connections, maybe. There you go. Twist this around here a bit. And we also need to get the live wire onto its bus bar, and then if we can just keep these different bus bars separated, it should be reasonably safe to make sure and verify which of the leads coming out of the power supply is actually positive and which one is negative. Right? I think so. And I'm just waiting for the thing to heat up enough for the solder to simply melt through and grab hold of the copper core down there, and that should do it. Is it hot? Yes, it is quite hot. So is the alligator clamp here. There we go. Damn it. And the live one, do the same thing. Take it off on this end of it. So we don't get this too twisted up. Now I have not cut this and gotten fresh wire out of here. I should do that, I think. There we go. How to avoid twisting all this together, I don't know. It's a force of nature is going to happen, unfortunately. One way to do this reasonably safe, if you just keep away from this, is to leave the live one here. However, I'm not sure that this is actually going to be live, because I don't know the sockets around here where I have extension sockets all over the place, so I'm not sure which one is live and not. Yeah, there are a few advantages to having keyed sockets, as they have like in the UK and in Eastern Europe, where they have the variant with some parts of Eastern Europe anyway, where they have the variant that the ground pin is coming out there rather than here, and it's compatible with this, but then it can only be plugged in one way. I was at a house showing one time a few years back, where someone had installed those types of sockets in a house here, i.e. the ones that they use in, I'm not sure, Poland, I think. I'm definitely sure that the Czech Republic, Czechia, uses them, and so on. Whatever they're called, the one with where the earth pin is a prong sticking out. And I don't know. I'm not, as I said, not an electrician, but I don't think that that's okay to do here using those sockets. I really can't see how it would be. I mean, it is compatible, of course, but also completely different. We don't use those here. So, and I did say this to the, what is it called? Mäklaren, the guy that you hire to sell your house. And he just brushed it off like if it was nothing. I'm not so sure it is nothing, you know. Actually, I don't know, but I'm not sure. I don't think so. So this, even if these touch, that shouldn't be a problem really. They touch downstairs anyway in the electrical cabinet. But to maybe avoid it as much as possible, we can do it like that, like so. If I can plug this in a way that I'm sure which one is live and not. Let's see if I can get my multimeter out here. Yes. There you go. It's starting to get really messy here now. It's starting to get extremely messy. So if we do AC measurement, and then we do both of these in here to open up the safety things. There you go, and then measure between one of them and earth, and that was not live. But the other one is probably live then. No. One of these is definitely live because the soldering iron is working. I'm probably not getting a contact. No. Oh no. hell is this? It must be my probes that are not reaching. What the hell? Seriously, one of these have to be live. The soldering iron is working. Maybe is it ungrounded? No. This is definitely grounded. The hell? Either I'm not getting contact with the thing down in the thing. But if I do this between those, that should definitely be. You can see here what I'm getting and not getting anything. And I just had them. That must mean that I'm not actually in contact with. Come on. There. Come on. No. Right then. What the hell, is too short or something? Pull it out a bit. Yeah, this is old stuff. I got this in the equivalent of like high school. We were assigned multimeters for a class, and I still have it. It's the same one. It used to be a sticker here with my name and the class I was in at the time. So this is pretty old. Pretty old. But it's still working. There we go. Right, now we can see. Is that it? No, that is not it. Then that should be it. Yes. So live is that one. That's where live is. For the moment, this is not permanent because that could be turned around. Just put a little mark there. There we go. And this will be very dangerous. This will be like life-threateningly dangerous. So we try and put that away from anything and also have it not touching a whole lot of stuff. Is this really a good idea to have the live one like that? Not really, because all this becomes live. No, fuck, you can't do that. To put some insulation around this or something, but I like to have the live one at least attached to something so it doesn't go flailing all over the place. Do we have something? Yes, we can do this, for example. I only wanted to have. I want to have it like sort of. It isn't quite firmly attached, but there you go. That should be fine. Asterisk. Don't try this at home. And none of this should be tried at home. This is not for educational purposes. This is for entertainment purposes. You're not supposed to do this. You only deal with high voltage if you think that you know what you're doing. And preferably also not only think that you know what you're doing, but actually know what it is that you're doing. Okay? I do not take any responsibility if you follow this stuff, and you probably don't, because it's 1.5 hours and I've only gotten to attach the power slide. I'm working so damn slowly. It's you wonder what the fuck's going on, really. Actually, now I realize I don't need to plug this in to measure because I now have disconnected. I've cut this off, the barrel jack and this, so I can simply use the multimeter to measure here which one is which. Although now that we've done all this preparation for the incredibly dangerous experiment, then we sort of have to follow through anyway, don't we? Well, I feel like a little bit that we should, even though it is potentially dangerous. It's safe, mate. I know what I'm doing. Yes, I know what I'm doing, but the problem is that there is so much stuff around here which can, possibly come in contact with things. This should not be live because we have the insulation there, but that's not really holding on to it, but it's there anyway. Having a little bit of second thoughts about actually following through with this test as it stands right now. Let's see here now. It would, if you have a cable like this, it would make sense to have this one which is marked like so as the positive, wouldn't it? Let's check. And it is. Very good. So we make a little note of that. Yeah, I'm not going to plug this in. I'm sorry. I'm just not. That's not a prudent thing to do. Simply, since we could find out the information that we needed in a much safer way. Yep. But it's a bit exciting. It is a bit exciting. It's very exciting, actually. Can I keep myself from doing this? No, I don't think so. First and foremost, where did I put the pen? The pen is over here now for some reason. For the DC. The lead that is marked like so is the positive one, and the one that doesn't really have a marking except for there's text on it. A, B, A, D, E, F, G, H, and so on. It doesn't have the alphabet on it, but it has various writings. So there you go. Plug this in. Sure, plug this in. What could possibly go wrong? I should have safety goggles on for this. Is what I should. But let's just make a sanity check first. We have live going there, and that should be sort of safely isolated from anything. We have Earth just hanging out there, and we have neutral there. I should not pose a problem to anything. It's not touching in, as long as it doesn't touch anything else. And here we should have 12 volts DC. Let's see now if the lights go out, or if a big bang, or what happens. Oh, this is. I'm a bit scared. Nothing happened. Of course not. What do you think? Do you think that this Dr. Pluring guy doesn't know what he's doing? As I said, I'm not really scared about just plugging it in. I'm scared about what could happen here now if I like do something stupid. There you go. 12.2 volts, and I did hook this up the wrong way, didn't I? So that's why it's showing negative. Yes, I did. If you do that the correct way around. There you go. 12.24 volts. We unplug that again. There you go. So far it's working. We still have a little bit here. We still have 12.2 volts capacitors. They don't quite discharge. We can discharge it like... nope. Now it should be discharged. There you go. Nothing. Okay, put this away again. There you go, away with you, and there's so much more wiring to do here. But there we have the DC supply, sort of. See now that it is most definitely unplugged. I can touch that, it's not dangerous. I can touch the earth and the neutral, and I can touch live and neutral at the same time. Nothing's going to happen. Great. A bit of glue or something to keep that in place there wouldn't be bad. Something. I don't have any glue around really for this purpose anyway, and I would need to put a clamp on it too. Maybe this should be done in a few parts, because this is taking forever. 1.5 hours. I only got this far. Yeah, this is taking forever. So maybe I should get some glue and clamp that down, and then come back to this at some point. You see, we can do a rudimentary placement of the components here, maybe. See, we have that, and we have the relay board there, say. So a little bit of a problem that this isn't like flat there, and then we can have the microcontroller wherever that went. There it is. Could have that like not so, but like so. And we need to connect the barrel jack to it. We need space for that. That takes up quite a lot of space, but I believe that that's the only way to get the power through all the circuitry here, the voltage regulation. is to actually use the power jack. I don't think the barrel jack. I don't think you can get to that by any of the pins. Not entirely sure, but I think that's how it is. And then you also want enough space here to play with the wiring for this stuff, because that's going to be quite significant and important. The barrel jack is annoyingly large and bulky. Can we like break it up or something? Make it a bit more handy. And it would be nice if it could break, if we could bend it here. I'm thinking. Am I in shot? I might be in shot from the camera above, but I'm definitely not in shot from this one. No, that's a reoccurring problem here. Yeah, that's what it is. There you go. Cut through it there, and you can actually remove this bit of the barrel jack right there. The thing here, but it does serve a purpose. Yes, it serves the purpose of securing the cable, I think. But this is not going to be exposed to any kind of forces or anything, so we can cut through this a bit. Get rid of it. Therefore, save almost a centimeter of space, which should give us, maybe give us plenty to work with and have all the activities, place for all the activities that we need. I've gotten through to the copper there a little bit. This is not, I don't want to mess with this, you know, really. If I break this, it would not be good. I have more of this, but I would prefer to use this one rather than having to go and slaughter another one. Yeah, I can see copper on both the positive and negative. Great work. Terrible work, mate. And it also is, when I'm doing that sort of is tugging along and exposing even more copper. So that's no good. But if we do it that way, maybe. That way. There you go. Very good. Copper exposed, everything. Excellent. I'm not too worried about having copper exposed here on the low voltage side of things. Just do a little bit of electrical tape around this to keep that like so. There, you see, you could also have an angled barrel jack connector. It would save you a lot of space here, but that's not what this power supply came with. There you go. That should be fine, right? It ought to be fine. Should we measure it, see that it's still working? Sure. Negative and negative. Yes. Positive and positive. Yes, and we do not have a short in it. No. Good, it is still working. So we plug that into the microcontroller there. Did that save any space of any significance? I mean, not really. Stupid person. Also, this I don't want to glue down because for initially to get this adopted or installing ESP home on it, I need to connect to the micro USB thing on it. There, but that's a bit too tight to the relay board, I feel, isn't it? Now we need all sort of jumper cables going over here, but it might work. You couldn't have it that way, no, and you couldn't have it, but you could have this on up here on the side, like that. The power supply, you put that there, and then you put this underneath, like so, something like so. That I think will be a decent solution to this. You can work in 3 dimensions here, you know. There. Isn't that it? I think that this is, we have it here. This is it. Right? Yeah, this is it. This is it. Okay, I need to get some glue and a clamp for this, and glue and clamp that down. And then this, I will put an end to it here, because I think I'm running out of space on the phone. I think that maybe there's an hour or so left, but anyway, I think this is a reasonable spot to take a break from this, because I'm getting a bit... I don't know how this will be released, if I'll release it as one big thing or if this will be part 1. Just in case, this is part 1. I thank you so very much for watching so far. And yeah, have a good day or night or whatever it is when you find yourself seeing this, if this reaches you. Say good day, say cheers, say something in the comments, and cheerio.